Okay, now we're on to page 6. So what we have is our base page, a large pocket, and 2 small pockets that are going to fit inside the big pocket. And I got glue all over me again. Tell you. Okay, so everything's inked and ready to go. Take my fancy paper clip called clothespin off of there. So this can go right down on the base. And we'll get that centered best as we can. There's that. And this goes towards the bottom. Can you tell I like pockets? I like to make photo mats and tags and make sure there's plenty of journaling spots and photo spots in my album, because that's basically what albums are for, is memory keeping, you know. So they say pictures are worth 1,000 words, and they last forever. So it's down to the bottom now. Okay. Oop, got glue on my finger, but I left a smudge on the pocket, but it's going to be covered up with the designer paper anyway, so we ain't worried about it. This is the designer piece that goes on the big pocket. Right there. This pocket would be 3, is that 3.5? I can't see sideways. Blind as a bat. Yeah, it'd have to be 4 so that you could score 1/2 inch to go underneath, and then 7 wide, and you score 1/2 inch on each side, and then punch your corners. Now these I did not have a turn down spot. They're going to tuck inside here. So we'll have a triple pocket. It's going to go like that. And like that. Sit right side by side. So you have these 2 tag pockets and then a big pocket. And that way if you leave the bottom open, you can put a long tag and it'll go all the way down in. So let's put our designer paper on those. And I'll give you the measurements of those. Make sure I've got it. Can't tell. Yeah, I think I do. No, I don't. Move it over a little bit. There we go. Okay, these are scored at a 1/2 inch. Don't need the ruler for that. 1/2 inch on both sides. So they would be 3. It's not quite 3 with them folded under, so it'll be just shy of 4, because you want it to be 3 or a little less, because this is 6 wide. And you don't want any more than 3, but if you make it a little less, it gives you ample room to lay them side by side where they don't bow. And then they're 4 deep. And then I just punched the 2 top corners. There's that one. So we're going to put these 2 just tuck them under the edge of the big pocket. And then I'll sit the other one right beside it. And we can tuck it under this edge here. Down like so. And I don't want to push it down in place until I'm sure that's exactly how I want it. I want to get this one beside it first. Make sure they're going to sit down there right. Hopefully they will. And this one needs to go right here beside it. Yep, that's going to work. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay. So let's press this in place. Scoot this over a little bit, if it'll scoot. See, that one's kind of hanging over just a hair. Come on, turkey. Whoops. There it goes. Got it loose anyway. There we go. Okay. I like that. Isn't that cute? Then you got this big pocket down here. Oops. See, I moved it around so much I got to put more glue on it now. Okay, that was my fault. I goofed around with it too long. And then we'll have two little, let me fold this in half because it's got sticky on it. So we'll have these two little pockets here. More glue over here as well. Okay. Okay, there we go. Number 6. So let's get on to number 7. Will be this one. Excuse me. Number 7. With sticky notes everywhere now. And clothespins. Okay. Number 7. I've got number 8 behind it. So let's move that. Number 7 has a pocket at the bottom. And it's got the black and white print in the background. And then this white strip. This is going to be a tuck spot. But my game plan, this is what I hope to do. I gotta stand up and open this drawer to get the buttons I want to use. This was my game plan. I have this package of buttons I've had forever. And the colors really match this paper. I had to put a clamp on it because my grandson is getting married and his girlfriend has a 1-year-old little boy, and when he comes over he likes to get in the drawers in here, and he always takes this out, and without the clamp the buttons will fall out the top. But he had them all over the floor and inside the cabinet drawer the other day. But my game plan is to use these buttons, maybe some baker twine, and run some of these along here, some of the little ones. That's what I hope to do, because the colors are so pretty. And it perfectly matches all the colors in this paper pack. That's what my game plan is. But when I get to the point of embellishing, then we'll see if that'll work. I may have to do a border or something else. But that is my hope. I thought that would be pretty, something different. Okay. Now this is one of the papers that was in the Simple Stories pack. It had a pink heart on the back of this brick background. I didn't want the pink heart because this is not a love book. Not about romance. Okay. So this is going to go on the base page. Like so. This is going to go on the bottom pocket. Right here. Should center right in this little pocket. Bucket. There's that. And then it will go to the bottom of the page. Whoops. Gotta glue the bottom too, dingy. What a goofball it can be sometimes. Alright. There is that. Make sure we're lined up. Okay. Put this white strip down the middle of the brown, and I turned it under just at the top so that it'd have some room underneath in case I want to tuck photo mats or journaling spots or something under it. But I thought the buttons would be something different and add a touch of color. Okay, this is going to go down the middle of the brown with just a tiny bit of a border at the top. Okay. Now I'm going to put a tad of glue at the bottom. Oh, let me miter these corners. I don't want them to stick out. I forgot to do that. Okay. A little glue on there. And I'm going to put it up under. Is it hitting the bottom of that? There it goes. I think it was hitting that bottom. Yeah, I'm going to have to trim a little bit off of it. It's a little bit too long. But that's okay. It isn't going to show anyway. Now a little bit more glue. Make sure this didn't dry up on me. This stuff sets up pretty quick. Oh, come on, turkey. It's being ornery. There we go. I wanted it up underneath that folded edge so I could just leave a small area towards the side. Make sure it's up to the top. There we go. Okay, there's that. That's number 7. We're moving right along, kiddos. This is 8. Number 8. I haven't scored and folded this one yet. And I like to fold the scores under and burnish them from the top, because I have found with some cardstock, especially if it's a soft cardstock, if you do it this way the first time, you can actually pull on it and change the shape of your score. Some of your thinner cardstocks will do that. Now this one I don't think will, because it's got more stability to it. It just feels sturdier. Okay, these are going, I think, going to go underneath. Let me look at my others and make sure. Yes, they are. Sometimes it's a while between the time I lay them out and I actually put them together, and it's like, oh gosh, what was I going to do there? Why did I cut it that way? I do crazy stuff sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball it and get it kind of centered. Like so. Kind of, but not exactly. But it's okay. It's homemade, and it's not supposed to be perfect, because none of us are. Hard as we try, we're not perfect. I got a little carried away with glue there. Okay. Now this we need to line up with that one and push it right up to the score line. Okay. Now let's punch these corners. I didn't do that. Here it is. And we need the scallop. Oops. What did I do? There we go. Didn't punch it all the way down. Might be time to empty it out too. It gets full of little clippings. Okay. There's that and that. Now we need magnets. What did I do with the... right here. Ooh. Telling you. Get it together, Bob. I broke the fingernail on my thumb this morning, and it's driving me crazy. Okay. Let's put this right here. And I need the negative. Oh, sometimes these things are hard to get out, but they work excellent. I'm going to take this off. Y'all should be proud of me. I haven't put any designer paper on and then had to slide my magnet underneath it yet. I do that periodically. Oops. There's that. Okie dokie. Now these are going to go underneath, but now I'll have to punch them because I punched that. Excuse me. And I probably shouldn't have punched those edges because the cards that I have, I guess it isn't going to hurt anything. I'm going to use a couple of the ephemera cards that came with it. Okay, so let's put this on the underside. I don't usually ink the edges of the white that I use underneath for the photo mats or journaling, but because of this one, I felt like it had to be, and then it would make these look like they weren't a part of the set, so I had to go back and do them all the same. Okay, there's that. This oops, move it over a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one underneath because I don't want to punch these corners, because then it'll, oops, obliterate the flower scallop. And then this one will be on this side. So that'll work out okay. Okay. Problem solved. Okay. And there's that. And a little magnet. And this one. These cards are so pretty. Now we can put that one on the base page. We're just coming right along with these. And at the end of the video, I will give you a link to Patty's site so that you can go back and she gives you really good instructions on how to cut your page no matter what size you want to make it. You know, you can make it any size, and she instructs you on the hinge and everything. So, and then hopefully y'all will give it a try and you'll love it, and you'll be proud of yourself because you'll have made a beautiful project. Okay, what was that? Page 8. So 8 of them's done. And she does tell you on this hinge, normally when you make a hinge you would glue these two together, whether you use wet glue or score tape or whatever. On this one you do not glue them together. She said whatever you do, don't glue those together. So mine's just laying there waiting for her next set of instructions, because I've not done this before either. It's new to me. Okay, so here's number 9. I'm going to lay 10 aside. I've got them back to back in bundles. Let me get some of these clothespins out of here. I keep wanting to call them. I got so much junk here. I keep wanting to call them paper clips. They're not paper clips. Paper clips I've used in the past, and they'll dig a hole in your paper. So I gave up on them. Not using them. Okay, this one has a corner pocket. Oops, a double corner pocket. And it is glued on the surface of the paper. So we can go ahead and glue this one right down from the get-go. See, this is one of the papers that came with the collection. No, it's not. This is out of the Simple Stories. The love paper. But the majority of the papers I could use with this collection. Just the ones that said happily ever after and stuff like that I didn't want, because this is not intended to be a wedding album. Of course, you can make it be whatever you want it to be, but I wanted it to be generic enough that you could use it for multiple purposes. Okay, there's that one. So we're going to get this one on here centered. And I'm not the best at centering, but I try. I give it my best shot. There's that. Now this is the larger of the two pockets. So the blue one goes on there. And just put some glue in. This is the same die that I used for that other page I showed you, made by Paper Wishes. Paper Wishes, I think, is part of Hot Off the Press, which sells stuff on HSN when they have scrapbooking days. I forget the lady's name. Holly Fawson, that's who it is. I shouldn't forget her name, she's been on there for years. Okay, now this has just got 1/4 of an inch, because when I cut it out I forgot to score anything. I know, stupid, I do stuff like that. I told you I do goofy stuff. So I just went back and turned 1/4 of an inch under, and it didn't take that much off of my design, so oh, what the heck. I can lose 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so this is going to go in the corner. Right there. And right there. This one will go on top of that one. Okay. I'm getting a cramp in my hand. That one goes there. Ooh. Sometimes I do that when I'm crocheting. My fingers want to knot up on me. I'm kind of smarts. Okay, now this one does not turn under. It's just going to be flat and sit on top of the other one. I didn't want to put a turn down on this one because I didn't want it to have too much bulk in the page. And this sits right there, just like that. Just up here. There we go. So there's the double pocket. And here's what I thought about doing.